Beautiful soul, welcome back to another episode of the You Unlimited podcast. I am so grateful that you're here. And I am really grateful to be able to share this really important message into the space around how to actually move through the stickiness, the resistance, all the things that you experience when you're expanding into this next level version of self, when you're wanting to quantum leap, when you've set a new goal or intention for yourself. This is the power of leaning into different spaces that allow you to know how to move through that resistance, because resistance is inevitable. When we decide we want to expand, we will hit some sort of resistance, if you will, or some sort of box where we start to recognize, wow, I've been inside of this self-imposed box. I haven't allowed myself to really expand into the next level version of me. Now I've peeked over the edge and it's felt really good and I felt really excited, but I just realized I'm still inside of the box. How do I get out of the box? So something really beautiful happened the other day where I was doing dishes and I'm looking out of the window and I see this really beautiful butterfly just flying by. It's like this orange, beautiful butterfly. It kept showing up for me, my client, one of my clients in particular is what I mean. And it was this sign. So I was like, oh, there's another butterfly for her. So it's flying and then it lands delicately on a piece of dog shit. And I remember thinking, first I laughed because I'm like, this just looks so weird. This beautiful butterfly has now landed on Clover's dog shit. Like, what is happening? And then I immediately got the download. The transformation happens in the shit. It doesn't happen when everything's going good. It doesn't happen when everything is beautiful and perfect and flowy. The transformation happens when we're in the thick of it, when we're in the moment that feels sticky, that feels yucky, that feels hard to move through, that feels all the things that it feels when we're trying to really step into this next level version of ourselves. So, for instance, when we essentially have the bigger goal or the thing that we want to step into, we will first probably feel very expanded by it. Like our initial response or experience will be, oh, I feel so expanded by this. I'm so grateful that I get to be a keynote speaker, that I'm making 7 figures a year, right? Whatever it is that you're expanding into, when you say it, when you try it on, when you feel into that energy, your initial feeling will probably be like, oh, that feels so exciting. That feels so expansive. I feel grateful for this. And then I almost guarantee 99.99999% of the time, you're going to feel some sort of contraction immediately after or shortly thereafter. And here's why, because you've asked for the bigger vision. So now your plate is being asked to expand. So now the universe is going to say, great, here's how you get to expand into that vision, right? We're not going to give it to you because the version of you right now that's holding on to stories of lack or holding on to fear or holding on to, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, why would I get chosen to do that? Those have to clear in order for you to step into this next level version of self. So the expansion and the moving towards the thing that you want happens with the lower vibrational emotions that come to the surface, the fear that comes to the surface, the questioning about who am I to do that thing? I'm not good enough. Why would they choose me? All of that is actually coming to the surface so that you can move it. It's moving from the subconscious, it's already been living there, into the conscious. And that tells me, and this is something I always tell my clients, that tells me it's already moving. Now your job is to continue to move it, to release it, to uproot it from your mind, body, and spirit. I was just on my Transcendence Mastermind. This is a mastermind for women that are stepping into 7 figures and beyond. I was just on that call today with the ladies in the space. And what was really wild was one of the women we were talking about stepping into the intention of the thing that you desire to call in. So she declared it and then immediately felt the resistance. And what was so powerful was that she started to move, and I was watching the little boxes on the screen, and I noticed her starting to actually alchemize that energy in real time by doing different somatic exercises, by doing breath work, by allowing herself to move the heavy energy out of her body. And when she came back to and she had moved all of the energy, it was like she felt like my experience of her energy felt 20 pounds lighter. And that was so beautiful to witness her declare the thing that she desired, to immediately feel the resistance and to move it in real time. So often I think we demonize when we have these lower vibrational experiences, like, oh, I have to be positive if I'm going to manifest that thing. You are literally in the process of manifestation when you're triggered. Now it's about what do you do with that thing? It's not about burying it, numbing it, pretending like it doesn't exist. It will still live there and it will weigh down your overall vibration. So that story that you have about not being enough, right? Not being chosen, whatever that is, it's still living there, even if you choose to just reframe it quickly, right? If you take the time to actually understand where is this coming from? How can I uproot this? How can I move this? That's where things actually start to deeply shift for you. When was the first time when I didn't feel like I was enough? What did that feel like? What happened? Right? And then what I do, there's a million, an infinite amount of exercises you could lean into, but this one's coming through to share into the space. So if I'm experiencing a moment where it's like something comes up where I'm like, I'm not enough or something like that, then I start to ask myself, when was the first time I felt like I was not enough? And then I think of that memory. And then I will go back to that memory. I will close my eyes. I will connect to that version of me and I will have an open dialogue with that 4-year-old version of me or that 7-year-old version of me. And I'll ask her, what do you need right now? Or what are you feeling right now? I want her to feel seen and heard. I'm not trying to fix her. I want her to feel seen and heard in her experience. And so I just listen. I allow whatever is desiring to come through. The frustrations, the sadness, the not feeling seen, the not feeling enough. And then I reparent her through that, right? To remind her of the things that maybe her parents didn't have at that moment in time to equip her with, right? And so that's the powerful thing about it. You can reparent her in the moment. You can actually rewrite the memory altogether. That's another really powerful way of going back in time and saying, what if it didn't happen that way? What if I didn't have to pull that moment from the past into the present moment, have it mean something about me every single day? What if I change the memory in and of itself? This is the power of subconscious reprogramming. This is what I do with my clients all the time is we rewire the things that are no longer serving us, right? So that we can show up in the present moment more grounded, more confident, more worthy, more grateful, more present than ever. And that becomes such a magnet for all the things that we're wanting to call in. So the transformation happens in the shit. It happens in the low points, in the frustration, and all the moments in time that we're questioning, am I good enough for this? Should I even go after this? Should I throw this like dream away altogether? There's so much resistance happening right now. I'm in fear. Why would I do that? Why would I put myself out there? Why would I step on the stage? That's scary. All those stories, right? This is where we have to start to also normalize success in the body because we're in fear, right? Like we see the big vision and we're so excited and then we're feeling constricted. That's when I lean into the 7-figure shift. The exercise that I personally channeled and downloaded that started to move through me. This is the exercise that I use when I feel contraction around things. So when I'm stepping onto a big stage or when I'm doing something that feels stretchy and I'm like, ooh, all the stories that start to come up, one, I'll alchemize the old story and two, I will lean into this 7-figure shift exercise. And what this does is it allows me to visualize the thing that I desire going well while I'm doing things somatically within my body that's telling me the vision going well is safe. It's normal. It's normal for you to make that amount of money. It's normal for you to step on the stage with those speakers. It's normal for your podcast to grow this big. It is normal to whatever it is that you're desiring to call in, to be in a healthy, happy relationship. That's normal. So we have to start to normalize success in our body. We also have to start to recognize, and this was so powerful in my mastermind today. One of the women brought up as we were talking about normalizing success in our body, she was like, that really has me thinking about all the stories that I've normalized that aren't working for me. And so I ask you now to really tune in and say, what have I normalized that's maybe not working for me? Have I normalized debt? Have I normalized things not working out for me? Have I normalized always getting picked last? Have I normalized not being in a healthy relationship? Have I normalized everyone else being happy and me not? This is where the work is. This is the transformation that allows us to step into the thing that we desire most. being in communion with yourself and communication with yourself, tuning in and saying, what's the lay of the land right now? Is it working for me? Or do I need to actually shift the internal dialogue and what's happening subconsciously so that I can step into this next level version of leadership, of business, of personal life, of relationship, of motherhood, of fatherhood, whatever that is? So this is the work. And when I say work, this is the expansion. This is getting you closer to the thing that you desire most. So when you ask for the bigger vision and you hit the resistance, know that that is the expansion in and of itself. You're noticing where you were already contracted. You're just noticing it more. Wow, that was already contracted. Where is that coming from? It was numb before. I didn't notice that it was contracted before. I didn't realize that that memory was in me before and that it was impacting me. Where is this from? How can I start to unweave it? How can I start to release it? How can I start to rewire it so that I can step into a more whole version of self, right? A higher vibrational version of self on average. The goal isn't to say, I need to be high vibration all the time. And I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up is they think, oh, I need to be high vibe. I'm not allowed to be sad and manifest what I want. Now I'm blocking everything. That's not true. A massive part of the manifestation process is actually allowing yourself to feel the lower vibrations, to alchemize the lower vibrations, not just sit in them, to alchemize them so that you can then step into an overall higher average vibration. It's about your average vibration, not about, am I always happy, right? It's about, where am I at? And am I noticing where the vibration has been lower already? It was just numb before, and now it's come to the surface, right? It was still weighing your vibration down. So even when we numb it, it's still there. It's still weighing us down. We have to look at it. We have to move it. We have to alchemize it. This is how people have massive quantum leaps in one session, right? It's because all of a sudden, all the stuff that has been weighing them down at a subconscious level is gone. And now they're at a much higher vibration on average. And now the opportunities, the situations, the experiences that are at a higher frequency are now aligning with them all the way up here, right? Because the thing that was kind of like happening at a subconscious level that they weren't looking at or that was kind of numb before, we move all of that through alchemy, releasing energetic work. It raises their overall vibration. It doesn't mean they're always here. They're still going to oscillate, but it raises it overall and then allows for miracles to start to unfold. New people, new opportunities, new experiences. And that is how we quantum leap. So I encourage you that as you're stepping into this next level version of self, allow yourself to have these moments of constriction. Don't have that mean that you're not supposed to move forward. Have you realize that you literally are moving forward in real time by experiencing the resistance in this current moment. So I hope that this was supportive. I'm sending you so much light and love as you're moving through resistance, as you're quantum leaping, as you're stepping into this next level version of self. You've got this. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like you've got this, but I'm telling you, every single person that has leapt into the next level version of themselves felt resistance before they did it. And it's all about, what am I doing with the resistance? Am I letting it own me? Am I letting it stop me? Am I having it make me procrastinate? Or am I allowing myself to actually alchemize that resistance in real time so that I can quantum leap towards the thing that I desire most? I'm sending you guys so much light and love. And until next time, mwah.